Whew.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason and Joe here. Side 3 this week. We're going with bands with the worst band names. So the Babies, you can blame their lack of success on a number of things, but certainly a contributing factor had to be calling themselves the Babies and spelling it incorrectly. So, yeah, the Babies, not a great band name, but there are much worse. So we're going to give you some of those as well.
All right. Well, a lot of bad band names. I think my biggest problem with the Babies is it just feels awkward to call yourself the Babies when you're singing about like that kind of stuff. Like there's some suggestive sexual lyrics on there. It just feels weird calling yourself the Babies. It was a very bad decision. Don't know why they would have named themselves that. For me, though, the heyday of band names had to have been the 90s. Everybody was naming themselves. Maybe they just ran out of names, but it's just a murderer's row of terrible names. We'll start with one that it just doesn't fit their music at all. And that band is Korn. Maybe there's something behind that name, but like why Korn? Korn is the furthest thing away from what they do, the like scary hard rock, new metal. Like Korn just, I don't know. I think of hayseeds and country music, something like that. And then I guess spelling with a K makes it cool and metal. I don't know. I don't get that one. In the same genre, Limp Bizkit, another one where it's just like I guess it worked for these bands because they became insanely famous. And maybe that was the point. Maybe they wanted to name themselves something so stupid that it would catch the eyes and ears of the teenagers who bought their music. But I just can't imagine like going into band practice being like, "Hey guys, Limp Bizkit, yeah, I think that's a winner." Here's one, kind of like the Babies. I got the Goo Goo Dolls. It doesn't make any sense for what they were playing, which is like sort of hard rock in the beginning, and then they transformed into kind of a lame pop rock band. But like Goo Goo Dolls just never fit what they were doing at all. It's another one that's like too infantile and like you get kind of like creepy vibes from. So I always thought that one was just a really bad name. Um, Another one will do Hoobastank, which I think they even regret that one. I believe I read somewhere that like that's just what they had called themselves and they just kept going with it and they kind of spiraled out of control and they got famous and they were stuck with it forever. But it's probably the worst band name of all time. I mean, unless you're like a reggae band, maybe from Jamaica or something, you could probably call yourself Hoopastank and it would kind of be, I don't know, maybe clever. But it just does not work for a bunch of like white, I don't even know what they were, shitty. I don't know. Their genre sucks. I can't even comprehend it. Bad rock is what they were. And we'll do one. We've already ragged on their songs recently. Chumbawamba, just a really terrible name. Makes no sense. Maybe there's a reason behind it. I don't know. I didn't really do any research in determining their name. I mean, Tub Thumping is terrible, and Chumbawamba just doesn't make any sense. It just sounds stupid. It sounds like Chewbacca or something, and it's a bad name for a bad band.
All right. So you took one of mine. I had Hoobastank too. I didn't write down any extras, so maybe I'll think of another one while I'm talking here. My first two picks, actually, it's not that they're the worst band names in the world. It's just that they're kind of frustrating names, especially if in the day of like computers and the internet and trying to look things up. Their names aren't doing them any favors as far as Google searches go. First one is Live, which I don't know. It's weird. Like, is your name Live? Is it Live? I think we all know now that it's live, but you see that CD in the store, you don't know what the hell this band is called. You don't know if it's a live record. You don't know if it's a studio album. It's not great for marketing. So, kudos to them for getting as far as they got with that name. The other one I've got is The Music, which is kind of a similar situation. Very hard to search The Music in Google and come up with a result of that band. Kind of a cool band. I like The Music when they were putting stuff out, but not a great name. I think as far as names like that go, the only one that really works for me is The Band, because that's kind of cool. Like to say we're the band, we're the backing band for Dylan. It's just kind of a baller move to call yourself The Band. The Music and Live don't work nearly as well as far as that type of band name goes. Next, I'm going to go with a band that's not that well known. Post-hardcore dance punk band. Some of the members from this band went on to bigger things, but this band on its own wasn't that successful. But I've got Test Icicles, which is clear what they're doing there with a little play on words. But what is a test icicle? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Dev Hynes, who would later go on to form Lightspeed Champion and Blood Orange, comes from Test Icicles. So that's, if you know Test Icicles, maybe that's why. Another member of the band started Outer Limit Recordings too. So they're doing stuff, those Test Iciclers. And then another one that I've got is a name that has become so kind of, I guess, ubiquitous. The band is huge. It's one of those names that you don't even think about. It just, you hear the words and you go, that's a band. But there had to be a time when that was not the case. And I just think this is a horrible band name. And that is Green Day. I can't imagine, like Joe said, taking the name to a band practice and being, what if we call ourselves Green Day? Like, it makes no sense to me. What is it? St. Patrick's Day? Is that what we're talking about? I don't know. I think it's an awful band name. And then I got to come up with one more off the top of my head, I guess.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, Hootie and the Blowfish. There you go. That I was actually thinking that earlier. Yeah, that's a terrible band name. I'm sure that especially Darius Rucker regrets that, always being called Hootie. Yeah, it's stupid. It's a stupid band name.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad band names. A lot of them probably started as in-jokes and just sort of spiraled. And then you always get the ones that like follow the one famous band, like Blink-182, and then like all the number bands that pop up. You had the bands that were around after the number bands. So you always get those followers of the first famous band.
There's a lot of names too that I was looking at, like they're not good band names. Like there's a lot of really bad band names, but they work for the genre that you're in. If you're like a black metal band or something, some of the band names can get pretty aggressive. But I wouldn't name most bands that. But if you're a black metal band, you can get away with certain things that other bands can't get away with. The same goes for any genre. There's kind of quirks about the genre that allow you to work in certain types of band names. There was a lot of like really ridiculous emo bands with crazy names and stuff, but and their song titles too would get really long, but that was kind of like a piece of the genre. So I tried not to go after those type of bands. But let us know what you think the worst band names are. Drop them down in the comments. There's a lot I'm sure that we missed. Let us know what you think of our picks. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and then check out the video description for links to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our website, merch, and Patreon. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can help us decide one of the artists that we cover every month, as well as some other cool perks. So go check it out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.